It's a concept called Smartmoov. The mobile retail kiosk is multifunctional. So this one is about a conceptual project looking to transform how we buy and sell products and services. The idea is that rental space and the staff to rent them are expensive. This is an autonomous retail robot that provides a mobile solution to address those two things. So not having to rent a space by being able to just drive your rental space wherever you want and pack up shop as needed. And also not having to staff it because everything here is autonomous. It can be used in both urban and rural areas and will make it easier for businesses to launch and help them reach their target audiences no matter how big or small the town is. I texted this to a friend earlier and I basically said this is like the future of vending machines. Question to you all, will the future of retail be void of human interaction? And is this something that we'll miss? We had the CEO of Ono on a few weeks ago, and they're building autonomous food trucks. So they've got these in Los Angeles. Today they're doing smoothies. So it's like, you can imagine like a food truck that's not manned that you can go up to and like get a smoothie made, and it just like auto produces your smoothie for you. So it's kind of like a riff on that. What do you all think?
I think it makes sense. It just feels like I know a lot of retail. My sister had a retail store in Dallas and the rent was so much and that it was just really hard to run. And I know there's another jewelry business, I think Erica Weiner, she just stopped her store and went online and now is just doing pop-up shops. So I feel like this will become the future of retail. I don't know if I miss human contact in retail. I think in hotels, like I could do with more kiosks in hotels.
Yeah, I kind of have a different, I don't know. I think like there's definitely like this trend towards, I guess like the things that can be automated. Like it's better if we have AI and, robots that might help us in doing some of those tasks that there's a lot of turnover already with like the jobs that people are the people that are doing those jobs in the first place. However, I think, I would say no, that like there isn't going to just be void of human interaction. I don't know about you guys, but like this whole pandemic, I was already working remote, but like this thing has been a whole different thing. Like I've just been like needing any sort of human interaction. I think in retail specifically, or in other areas as well, we're just going to start to see that shift of like those jobs that are highly mundane or can easily be handled by technology. Like we're going to still see that shift start to happen, maybe more accelerated now. But I still think that there's a need for humans in different things. And I think there's going to be a need for humans in retail as well, whether that's more personalized decisions, whether that's still in an online setting. Maybe it's not physical brick and mortar. But I still think there's going to be a need for human interaction in like the general retail setting.
Yeah, I mean, I think of it in a similar way. I think much like we're seeing in the rest of the world, and I see it a lot, and I think we're seeing it a lot in B2B software even, which is more and more we're automating away what is sort of standard or can be in software, I mean, even in like code to a certain extent, templatized, and then letting people focus on the things that are creative. And I think we'll see the same thing to a certain extent in the retail world, which is maybe a lot more stores will move to e-com. I don't think that will be completely void of in-person experiences, but I think that we'll move towards more experiences rather than like general shops. You'll have people who are still doing retail-based work, but it'll be a lot more of like creative, high level, necessarily more so than what it is maybe today. And then you'll have a lot more automation in like checkout processes and security. And you'll find, I think maybe in more like expensive shopping that you'll still have like hands-on people who do a lot of work with you, but maybe not in like general retail. And that will shift as people take on different types of roles.
Yeah, I think experiential is a good word. Like it's just gonna become a lot more experiential versus just like the huge, massive stores where you can go and find anything. Like, why would you go find anything in there? And now people are getting kind of walked in like, how can I shop online? Like these companies are forced to help, like, I guess, all their different users do that. So I think we're going to see an acceleration towards, like was mentioned, just that more experiential experience across the board.
Yeah, I think building on what Sarah was saying, there's sort of like those use cases for me as well, in which like I don't want to talk to a human. So like hotel check-ins for sure. car rentals, right? Because then you're not like upselling on all the insurance and like refilling the tank and everything. Grocery stores, sometimes I want to like check out manually depending on what's going on in my cart. Food is a tough one though. Like there's some restaurants that I've been to that I don't mind ordering from like a kiosk and then picking up the food. But I remember when I lived in San Francisco, they had this one restaurant in Soma that there was like no humans. You ordered from a kiosk and then there was like a wall of windows that opened, and it's just like you go to like window 29 and like you open this window and like your lunch is there. And it just like it felt kind of weird. And like I don't know, I guess question to you guys there is it just that we're not there yet and it's something that people will get comfortable with, and then for things like food, like especially like lunch where it's quick, you just want to grab something, that we'll get used to just like opening a slot and picking it up? Or are there those industries where we always will want that human touch even when it's more of a transactional situation? Kate, I saw you shaking your head.
We have a spot here, and I'm totally blanking on the name of it right now, but we have a spot here where I believe that there are people in the kitchen who do some work, but it's almost entirely like robots. So you literally watch this robot like put your food together and then it's delivered to you. I personally I kind of stick by my original comment of experiential. To me, like going out and eating food is an experience that I crave. And I would hate to see a world in which I didn't have like human interaction in that. Like I love the experience of being, I don't know, of having like incredibly creative chefs build food that's phenomenal, and like getting to interact with someone who knows a lot about that food, knows a lot about the wine. Like to me, that's a beautiful experience that I would hate to see go away. Other things, though, I'm all about it.
It feels
Hotel
like there's
chickens.
room for both, I feel
Yeah.
like. Because sometimes you want to just grab and go and you don't need to have an experience, but definitely like restaurants, I mean, it is a social thing, and, you know, talking to the waiter who can make a good suggestion or let you know what's fresh for today. And it's just weird to go to a restaurant for that experience and then you know that it's just robots making your food.
Yeah. I think also like with a lot of things, you have like both ends of the extreme. So there could be like a real, like it's hard to operate in the middle, I guess. So things that can be done quick, the fast foods and whatnot, I feel like you're going to have that quick, not have to maybe talk to a human, that sort of experience. But then like the dining, where you do want that sort of like here in Chicago, a Linea sort of experience, you're not going to want that done by a bunch of robots or automation. Like that just can't be replaced, you know?